My name is Sherie Alexander. My occupation is I do several things actually. One is I'm a senior pastor. Another occupation, I work in retail and a couple retails. And I'm a mother and a wife and so on and so forth. How long have I known the Lord? Say 27 years. How did I come to know Him personally? I came to know the Lord personally through broken relationships. I had dated a few times, 2 or 3 times, where the relationship didn't work and my heart was broken. Maybe not the other person, but mine. And that third time, I think it really did it. I was, I was working at a company back in the day, and this particular day, when I had to go to work, you know how you get up every day and go through the routine of going to work. Well, I had to go to work, and my heart was like crushed. And I know, you know, most people know what you mean when you say a broken heart, a crushed heart. Well, my heart was broken. And I say that because it seemed like it was repeated. Like I said, after the third relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, dating type of situation, and I was fed up. I was so broken where I was devastated. And this particular day, I was walking into work. I literally made myself go to work. I was just that sad, depressed, hurt, and heartbroken, where I made myself go to work. The term where you would say, I felt like just giving up, just, you know, what's with this relationship thing? Well, as I was walking into work, I felt this push to keep moving forward, to not give up, to just keep going. So I went to work, and so I said, well, on my lunch break, I'll just go to my car and cry. Just let it all out. At least let me get to my car and cry. So I'm trying to stay strong, continue to move forward, go to work, do my job. Lunch break, lunchtime comes. One of my coworkers at the company ran into him at the hallway, and he's just all smiles and talking and laughing, and outside the sun was out. It was a beautiful day, and I just wanted to go outside to my car and cry. Well, he started walking with me and cracking jokes and talking, and so I said, well, I'll walk outside, and he was following me, walking along with me. And so he's talking and cracking jokes, and I can't cry. You know, I want to go to my car and cry and just let it all out and think about my situation and my broken heart. And I couldn't. The day was so beautiful. The sun was shining, and this coworker is cracking jokes and wants to talk and sit and smile, and I'm, you know. And time was up. It was time to go back to work. So it was like I was talking to the Lord without really realizing I was talking to Him. And I said, I can't even go to my car and cry. And after I thought about that, I had an aunt who would ask me to go to church on a regular basis. And this time I said, I'm going. I'm going to church to thank God for not letting me cry. You know, there must be a God. He didn't want me to cry. He didn't want me to hurt. And I said, I'm going to go to church just to say thank you. So I went to church. Then I started going on a regular basis. Then I started inquiring about the actual church service, what was going on, and how the people were dancing and shouting. And I wanted to know, is this real? What is this? And I wanted to know more about the God that they're talking about. And so I had a pastor at that particular time, and he's no longer with us. But this particular pastor, he taught me a lot about God. And then I said, I'm going to go to Sunday school to learn more about this God. So he began to talk about God and how he is a father to us. And he would talk about this father relationship and how much God loved us. And I was like, wow. You know, it was very intriguing, and I would be on the edge of my seat, and I made sure I was going to Sunday school. I was going to church on a regular basis. And then one particular day, God said, this day you will be saved. I would drive to church, and I think a girlfriend was going to come. I had invited a girlfriend, and I was going to pick her up, or I was going to meet her there or something like that. But on my way driving in, I heard the Spirit of the Lord say, you're going to be saved. This day you'll be saved. And then he said, not because your girlfriend is coming along with you. And it was just so different. It was just so different that particular day. So when I got to church and I was in Sunday school and my pastor was talking about God is that Father, sweet, and he loves you. And I was like, and when I looked at him, I just saw this illumination, this light. And I was like, wow, I had never seen before. And when I saw his light, I felt like I was looking in the mirror, and I felt I had that same light that he had. And I knew it was something different that day. So after Sunday school, we would have regular service, and then they would have like the altar call. Well, I could hardly wait till altar call time. I was ready to just go to the altar. And that particular day, it was amazing. It was something about that day. And when I went to the altar, the Spirit in the church, you know, when you experience the Spirit of the Lord, which is real, it was so strong and so powerful that day. It was so much that had gone on in church service. And normally they would give you what they call the right hand of fellowship. Well, that day, I don't think we even got to that part because the Spirit was so high and it was so much going on, and I couldn't wait to get to the altar. And the Spirit of the Lord was talking to me, and I was learning his voice, and, you know, I wasn't quite sure of everything, but I remember now that I reflect back on it. And then he had me look back. Well, when I turned around and looked back, it was a line of people wrapped around the church. And I'm coming to get saved. For me to find out who this God is that saved me that day, when I just wanted to just say, forget it, I'm tired of this broken heart stuff, And for a God that loved me so, that didn't even want me to cry, I wanted to thank him and get to know him and talk to him. And he began blessing me then, even in those moments. And when he told me to look back, he said, you will have many followers. And I didn't know what he was talking about, because all this was just so new to me. So that's my first encounter with the Lord, and the day that he saved me. It was like 27 years ago.